Have you ever wondered why? Why do we see news stories of people in their 70s, seemingly healthy, suddenly collapsing, with no symptoms, no warning, leaving everyone stunned? What if we told you that the cause is often a mistake so common, so simple, that you or someone you love are probably making it every single day? Especially if you are over the age of 60, you are experiencing a silent risk that lurks in the early hours of the morning, seemingly innocuous decisions that, day after day, are wearing down your health, increasing the risk of devastating falls like strokes, heart attacks, and even memory and sleep problems. Ancient wisdom, the real one, is not found only in dusty books, but in simple gestures, in the awareness of the present moment. And Buddhist wisdom offers us an incredibly powerful lens to understand how our mornings can be a source of life, or, on the contrary, of unexpected danger. Today, we're not only going to reveal these critical mistakes, some so subtle that no one notices, but we're going to show you how to fix them with disarming simplicity. A way to transform your mornings and live with more energy, more independence, more mental clarity. If you stick around until the end, you will discover not only the 6 crucial mistakes, but also an ancient principle that will allow you to face each day with new strength and unexpected protection, a principle that natural medicine and alternative medicine are rediscovering, but that Buddhist wisdom has known for millennia. But before we begin, take a moment. Like the video if you feel this message is important, and share it with anyone over the age of 60. You could save their life. Deep in the silent mountains, where the dawn paints the sky with delicate touches of pink and gold, there lived a wise elder. His hair was white as the snow on the highest peak. His eyes were deep as the mountain lakes. Many came to him, seeking guidance on how to navigate the often choppy waters of existence, but he rarely spoke of great philosophies. His wisdom was found in the humblest gestures, in the awareness of his breathing, in the way he prepared himself to welcome each new day. There was a young disciple, impetuous and eager for knowledge. Every morning he watched the elder. While the young man leaped from his bed at the first ray of light, the elder moved with a slowness that to the disciple seemed almost excessive, even feeble. One day, the disciple could not resist. "Master," he asked, "why do you move so slowly in the morning? The day waits. There are tasks to be done. The world awakens with energy. Why this delay?" The elder smiled softly, his eyes reflecting the calm of the lake at dawn. "My son," he replied in a calm voice, "the world seems to be awakening with energy, but the body awakens from a long, deep sleep, where its vital energy, the flow of life, flows differently, rests, renews itself in the shadows." He sat on the edge of his bed, his feet not yet touching the floor. Imagine your body not as a machine to be started suddenly, but as a river that has rested all night. Its waters flow slowly, the creatures deep within are asleep. If you suddenly throw a big stone or cause a violent flood, the waters get agitated, the mud rises, and everything is disturbed. In the same way, he said, slowly wiggling his toes under the blanket, to rise too quickly is like that stone in the river. He slowly moved his ankles, then his wrists. When you're asleep, gravity works differently. The blood is distributed evenly. When you suddenly sit up, gravity pulls it down. The heart and blood vessels, still asleep, have to react suddenly to pump the blood up to the brain. If they are slow, if there is a moment's delay, the elder paused. Here comes the dizziness. The vision blurs, a swaying. Many think it is just tiredness, but it is a sign. It is what medicine calls orthostatic hypotension, a complex-sounding name, but it is just the body saying, "You woke me up too quickly." He sat upright on the edge of the bed, swinging his legs slightly. With age, he continued, his voice a touch more serious now, this response of the body can weaken. The river is slower to respond. That seemingly harmless sway can lead to a fall. And a fall, for one who has walked many dawns, can be a painful path to lost independence, to brittle bones, to a path no one wants to walk. The disciple listened, his impatience fading, replaced by a growing restlessness. The solution, the elder continued, sitting down again, requires no magic, just presence. Open your eyes, lie down, breathe. Too deep, slow breaths, filling your lungs. Then gently wake the river. Move your fingers, hands, feet, ankles. Contract your calves, your thighs. Feel the life reactivating in the small channels. Then roll onto your side slowly. Sit on the edge, feet on the floor. Wait 20, 30 seconds. Feel the blood rising. Feel the earth beneath your feet. Only when the fog lifts, only when you feel firm, stand up. Slowly, firmly. This is not delay, my son. It is an act of deep respect for the temple you inhabit. She rose gracefully and walked to a small table where a glass of clear water waited beside a sliced lemon. And now, said the elder, taking the glass, the second common mistake, often overlooked. The body, after hours of breathing and living in the shadows, is like the parched earth before the dawn. It is thirsty. He took a slow sip, savoring the water. Many people, when they first wake up, don't feel thirsty, or they ignore it, immediately seeking the stimulating warmth of tea or coffee. But waiting for thirst is like waiting for a plant to wither before giving it something to drink. The body has consumed water during the night, with every breath, every heartbeat, every kidney filter. Starting the day dehydrated still contributes to the vertigo we were talking about. It makes the blood slightly thicker, forcing the heart to work harder. Especially for those who carry the weight of many years on their shoulders, this can be too much of a strain. Did you know that many cardiovascular events happen in the morning? It's no coincidence. He squeezed a little lemon into the remaining water and drank again. Age sometimes dulls the body's signals. We don't feel thirsty as urgently as we did when we were young, but the need remains. The first act of nourishment for the body should be water. Pure, simple, next to the bed, ready to be welcomed as the first gift of the day. Hydrating the temple from within. It helps circulation, the mind, even the mood. A sip of water is a silent prayer for well-being. After finishing the water, the elder made a few delicate movements, rotating his shoulders, flexing his back. The third mistake, he continued, is to ignore the stiffness that sometimes accompanies the morning. Many accept it as the fate of age, an inevitable burden. I'm old, it's normal to be stiff, they think. But this stiffness is the voice of the body speaking of fluids that are not flowing, of muscles that have rested perhaps too long in the same position, of joints that ask for attention before being brusquely stressed. Going through the day stiffly, he explained, is like trying to force open a rusty door. Not only does it hurt, but you risk breaking the mechanism. The fluid that lubricates your joints, knees, shoulders, hips, the spine itself, doesn't flow easily after hours of immobility. Moving abruptly on cold, stiff joints increases the risk of strains, aches, even injuries that limit your movement for days or weeks. He sat down again, demonstrating the movements, even while you are still sitting on the edge of the bed. After the famous 30 seconds of waiting, you can perform small acts of wisdom. Rotate your neck gently, like a flower turning toward the sun. Stretch your arms toward the sky, then forward, awakening your back. Bend and straighten your knees as if marching on the spot. A few minutes. A gentle dialogue with every part of your being. Prepare the temple for the movement of the day, and not just the physical body. These slow and conscious movements also awaken the mind, improve coordination, anchor you in the present moment before the rush begins. The disciple tried to imitate the movements, feeling the difference that even a few moments of attention made. The elder stood up again and before taking a step, stopped for a moment, breathing. The fourth mistake is simple, too simple, but it has important consequences, especially for those who have passed 60 harvests. It is holding back the urge to urinate upon awakening. During the night, he explained, your bladder fills up. It's natural. It's your body eliminating toxins. But if you wake up needing to and decide to linger in the warmth of your bed for a few extra minutes, that built-up pressure can trigger a reaction in your nervous system, a reflex called vasovagal. It can suddenly lower your blood pressure, causing even more dizziness, or even fainting. At the vulnerable moment, you're just getting up. Also, he added in a more matter-of-fact tone, holding urine, especially as you get older, can make urinary tract infections more likely. What is a minor inconvenience in a young person can escalate into confusion, fever, and delirium in an older person. Wisdom is simple. Listen to the body. If it calls you, respond. Stand up calmly as we have learned, but then go to the place of purification without delay. Do not delay the elimination of what the body no longer serves, either physically or metaphorically. He headed toward the small kitchen and added, "The fifth mistake," he said. Fixing himself breakfast is skipping the first meal of the day, or worse, taking medicine on an empty stomach because you aren't hungry. As you get older, he explained, the body loses some of its robustness in handling imbalances. Starting the day without energy is like starting a long journey without fuel. You feel weak, dizzy, your mind is foggy, but the greatest danger is for those who take medicine. Many medications for heart, blood pressure, diabetes, even pain, need something in the stomach to be absorbed properly or not to irritate the lining. Taking them on an empty stomach can reduce their effectiveness or cause adverse reactions: low blood sugar, severe stomach pain, dizziness, fainting. This isn't about preparing a feast, the elder clarified, holding up the bowl. Just something simple. Plain yogurt with a banana, a slice of whole wheat bread with a little avocado, and a hard-boiled egg. It's an offering to your temple, a way to stabilize the energy and give the medicines, if you take them, the support they need to do their work. There are a few exceptions, such as certain medications for gastritis or thyroid that require fasting, but for the most part, a small, nutritious meal is an act of protection. Start the day by nourishing your body, not starving it. As she slowly ate her oats, she added, to further cleanse the body and stimulate elimination, a simple green juice, celery, ginger, an apple for sweetness, maybe mint and a pinch of cinnamon, can be a powerful ally in the morning after water. It helps the kidneys and intestines to wake up gently. It's a little ritual of internal cleansing. Finishing his meal, he wiped his mouth and prepared to go out for his morning walk in the garden. But before he took his first step out of his door, he stopped. "And now we come to the last mistake," the elder said, his voice now heavy with seriousness, "the most common and the most devastating, and that is walking without checking your surroundings." Many get up, with their minds still a little dreamy or already projected on the thoughts of the day, and take their first steps without really seeing. They don't look where they'd put their feet. They don't check if a slipper is badly placed, if a carpet is folded, if a cable is loose, if there is enough light. A banal obstacle, which a young person would step over without thinking, can become a deadly trap for those who are less agile, with more fragile bones, with slower reflexes, and more often than not, these accidents happen in the very place that should be safest, one's own home. He paused in the doorway, his gaze slowly scanning the space before him. Wisdom here is presence applied to space. Before you take your first step, stop. Breathe. Look. Make sure your path is clear. Prepare the environment the night before. Leave a light on or within reach. Remove obstacles. A few seconds of attention can prevent a fall that can cost months of suffering, hospitalization, the loss of the ability to walk alone. The elder stepped out, slow, deliberate, his eyes scanning the path. This is not living in fear, he concluded, as the dawn light enveloped him. It is living with awareness, understanding that the body is a gift that requires constant and careful care, especially as the seasons change. Every morning is an opportunity to honor this temple, not with grand gestures, but with small acts of attention, from the first breath to the first sip of water, from the first movement to the first step. In these simple acts, one finds the true medicine, the one that prevents suffering and cultivates vitality. A natural medicine that flows from Buddhist wisdom, awareness of the present moment. He walked down the garden path, each step a lesson, each breath a blessing. The disciple watched him, no longer with impatience, but with a new understanding. The day did not wait to be grasped with force, but to be welcomed with grace and attention. And as the elder walked away, the disciple knew that the lesson was not over, but had just begun with the dawn of that new conscious morning.